I want to thank the sponsor of this video, and that is the Sonoran Desert Institute. Guys and gals, many of us gun owners like to tinker with or repair or upgrade our own firearms. Well, why not turn that passion into a career? SDI is a distance learning institute where all of the tools and materials are shipped directly to your door. They have classes like ballistics, gunsmithing, armorer's courses, and even drone classes. Start the path at getting your certificate or your degree at the link down below, sdi.edu. Thank you to SDI for sponsoring this video. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I appreciate your time. Thank you for watching. My name is Jared. This is Guns and Gadgets, and this is where you're going to get news on the Second Amendment every single day, often multiple times a day, so check back regularly. Make sure you're subscribed if the Second Amendment means something to you and your freedom. Many times, I gotta phrase this carefully, because hell, let's just go with it. You guys know how I am. Many times throughout my long career, I've dealt with judges who are complete idiots, complete morons who are sitting up high on their benches in their ivory towers thinking they know what they're talking about. And even more so now that I've been doing this part, the Guns and Gadgets thing, I get to see more judges be totally incompetent and stupid when it comes to issues they're ruling on, issues that are actually affecting people's lives in the immediate. And today, I am going to show you an example of a judge who's a complete friggin' maroon. This ruling came out today, and it is regarding the request for a preliminary injunction in Rhode Island on their new magazine ban. Magazine ban was passed in June, and anything over 10 rounds will turn you into John Wick, and like a combination of John Wick and Taran Tactical and Lena and Jerry Michalik all in a ball and sprinkle in like some Max Michel, and that's what an 11 round plus magazine makes you if you are in Rhode Island. So I have here this ruling that just came out. I'm going to link it down below. It's several pages. It's far too long for me to read to you. Oh, I would do it, but you would lose interest. But it is loaded with just hand grenade after hand grenade of stupid bombs from this judge who is obviously an agenda-driven anti-gunner. But how stupid is he? Just wait and see. So this is the case. It's the Ocean State Tactical case. It has 4 plaintiffs, and they're suing the state of Rhode Island, the colonel of the Rhode Island State Police, and Peter Naranha. And I'll do the quick memorandum here. It says 4 gun owners and a registered firearms dealer, collectively the plaintiffs, have come to this court challenging a 6-month-old Rhode Island law that prohibits the possession of large-capacity feeding devices, they're going to be seen as LCMs in here, which turn firearms into multiple-shot weapons. The legislation was passed on June 21st of 2022 with a grace period of 180 days, by which time all those in possession of such devices must have A, permanently modified them to be incapable of holding more than 10 rounds, or B, divested themselves of them by selling them to a federally registered dealer or turning them in to law enforcement. Although the law does not address other dispositions, its delayed effective date until December 18th of 2022 allowed those owning such magazines to lawfully move them from the state by transporting them to a place where the owner could lawfully possess them, or by selling them to an out-of-state firearms dealer. The LCM ban declares unlawful possession after December 18th, which is days away, a felony. The plaintiffs suing the state of Rhode Island, its attorney general, and its superintendent of state police mount 3 constitutional challenges. A, that the statute violates the Second Amendment, count 1. B, that the statute's command amounts to a taking of the magazines without just compensation in violation of the Fifth Amendment, counts 2 and 3. And C, that the statute violates the 14th Amendment's guarantee of due process, and that the terms are vague and its reach is not justified by the police power of the state, count 4. Now hold on to your seats, because this is good. Check this out. For the uninitiated, which until this case appeared on its docket, the court considered itself, magazines are devices holding extra ammunition and are inserted into and removed from the frame of the firearm, much as an extra battery pack gets swapped in and out of its battery-operated tool, like a leaf blower, for example. Reloading, in this context, means removing an empty magazine and substituting it with a full one. This process may be as simple as pressing a button to eject the spent magazine in order to push in a new one. Now, this judge is telling you straight up he's a freaking idiot, because there's no way you get to become the chief judge on the federal level in Rhode Island and you've never had a gun case come before you. You never heard of guns in your life. You never saw a movie where they put magazines in a gun or put ammo into a magazine. You didn't know any of that because you're the only person in the law enforcement umbrella that's never seen that, and you're a judge. You're an idiot, but it gets better. It gets better. The next paragraph, the judge lays it out for an idiot on what guns are and how bullets go into them. Okay? I'll have it linked down below. This next paragraph is just majestic. This puts stupid into a new atmosphere. When a multiple round device, like a large capacity magazine, is attached, a handgun becomes a semi-automatic weapon, meaning that it is capable of rapidly firing several bullets, one right after another. However, the gun still requires a trigger pull for each round fired. Nevertheless, a semi-automatic weapon can fire at rates of 300 to 500 rounds per minute. A fully automatic weapon, such as a machine gun, differs from a semi-automatic weapon in that only one trigger pull is necessary to release a barrage of bullets that are then sprayed continuously from the barrel until a manual action is taken to stop them.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Well, this judge is so stupid, he probably thinks Manuel's a person. Probably thinks there's some guy named Manuel who's going to stop a machine gun from firing. But can you believe how stupid? And there's people that are eating this up. Like, this judge thinks that because you put a magazine in a gun, it now becomes a semi-automatic handgun, and only then it can shoot 300 to 500 rounds a minute. Ugh. So I'm going to jump right to the conclusion, because we probably already know, based off of this idiot's couple paragraphs we've already read, which way it's going to go. I'm going to have it linked down below. Please read this, especially if you live in Rhode Island. You guys and gals, unfortunately, are up against a friggin' dunce. This is the kid you picked on in high school, and now he's a chief justice. Whew. Wow. Here's the conclusion. It is not entirely accurate to say that the victims of mass shootings are chosen randomly. True, they are random in that their identities are usually not known to the shooter, and it appears to matter not to the shooter whether the next one killed is a particular person or the woman standing next to him. But in actuality, victims have not been chosen randomly. They have been chosen because they were attending synagogue in Pittsburgh or church in Sutherland Springs, or because they were sitting in an elementary school classroom in Newtown or a high school classroom in Parkland, or because they were at a concert in Las Vegas or a nightclub in Orlando. They were not chosen because of anything they did, but because of what they represented to a particular person with a gun and a lot of ammunition. Consistent with its obligation to protect public safety, but consonant with its fealty to the Constitution, the Rhode Island General Assembly has responded with, among other firearms regulations, the large capacity magazine ban. It is perhaps inevitable that Rhode Island will one day be the scene of a mass shooting. The large capacity magazine ban is a small but measured attempt to mitigate the potential loss of life by regulating an instrument associated with mass slaughter. It prohibits a device that itself is neither arms nor embraced by the core right of self-defense. The large capacity magazine ban is reasonable. It is measured, and the plaintiffs have failed to persuade the court that it is likely unconstitutional. The motion for preliminary injunction is denied. Signed, Judge J. McConnell Jr., the dumbest MFing judge on the planet, who's a chief judge, U.S. District Court, Rhode Island. And that came out today. And I can't even tell you When I read this, started reading this decision, when it got faxed to me, whew, Judge McConnell, you are a champion of ass clowns. I invite you. You're not far from me. Rhode Island is a mile and a half that way. I will take you to the range. I will show you how fun shooting a gun is. I will break your view that guns are the problem. We'll have many around us and they will not go off until you pick it up safely and aim it down the range and practice shooting safely. We're not the problem, Judge. A magazine's not the problem, Judge. It's judges like you who don't know your ass from your elbow and let people out to reoffend and reoffend and reoffend and buy the bullshit coming out of Washington that think that a gun is a bad thing. Judge, have you heard of this U.S. Supreme Court? You're bound to follow them, and you just violated Heller, McDonald, and Bruin. Amazing. Amazing. Guys and gals, if you're interested in the Second Amendment and you want to know more about fighting ass clowns like Judge John J. McConnell Jr., Chief Judge of the dumbest district court, then you want to subscribe to Guns and Gadgets. And I want to thank you for your time and your support. Check out SDI. And until we see each other again, be safe, stay vigilant, and carry a gun to keep you, your friends, your family, your community safe. Why? Because asses like that are in power and they want to take it away from you. I'll see you in the next one, y'all. Take care.